The Nerlin Nerds podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulpery Media presents Nerlin Nerds with your hosts, Brock and Ben. This is where we discuss the pop culture topics that interest us and those minor details that irritate us. Yeah, sure.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I'm asking you like you're French. Or native speaking French.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I took it in high school, but then I gave it up in college.
I took it in high school too, because of course I did. As
Yeah.
opposed to Spanish. So, whatever.
Right.
It was the language of love.
Sure. Or as if we thought we were going to be in like some court.
Right.
Like, royal court someday.
All right, so, yeah, that was...
Like initial impressions versus what we heard about the movie.
It was a musical,
Yeah.
which I knew. I wouldn't say I hated it, but it was almost like the cast and the crew and the writer and the director were like, okay, what is the absolute opposite we can do of that?
But
Of the first movie.
yeah, I think one, it actually surpassed my expectations, but the expectations were fairly low.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
liked it, but I was
Yeah.
expecting like
But
Madam Web or something.
Yeah, I do agree with you. It was the best way that I could phrase it is it was very aware of itself.
It was disjointed, I guess, is my biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, I liked how Todd Phillips and the writers kept going down the rabbit hole of like what's going on in Arthur Fleck's brain.
Right.
So you get this like,
And they did that in the first movie
Yeah.
with this whole like imaginary love interest.
correct, yeah.
And very Travis Bickle.
And so this I think is just a further evolution of that, and that
And it is.
like, you know, he pairs up with another insane person, and then which of course it's, you know, you fall in love. A musical proceeds from that. I get
Right.
that.
Yeah. No. I mean,
I was curious as to like as it kept going, because I think what the audience, the majority of
us.
what was expecting was he breaks out of jail, or
Right.
he somehow gets himself acquitted, and then he turns and begins his evolution into the Joker as the Joker,
Right. He's
not Joker.
correct. He's neither.
Correct. Yeah, and that
Which, I mean, I guess it makes sense because, you know, then again, circle.
yeah.
You know, at the end, when he's giving his closing arguments, he's just like giving up.
Yeah.
He's like,
And
fuck it, like whatever. This is life now. I don't want to burn it down because it's not doing any good.
Well, I think they were able, meaning like Todd Phillips and the writers were able to tackle a lot of, because there are, whether it's in the comics or in previous movies, there's multiple origin stories for the Joker.
Correct.
And
He never had a name.
right.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, what was it, the comics didn't address it.
I don't think they ever did.
I think they did in The Killing Joke, in that short series.
Oh, I need to go back and read that.
Yeah.
then. They also did a cartoon
Right.
on Max, which wasn't very good.
No, because you had Batman and Batgirl bang each other. But then again,
It's fucking stupid.
yeah, it's just like, I don't know, yeah.
Not to mention the age difference.
Right, and that, Gordon's like his substitute father, so he's essentially banging his sister. It was weird.
Like,
And
it's a little pedo-ish.
yeah, and it doesn't mesh with
Anything else?
right,
Yeah,
like because like in the video games and some of the when she becomes Oracle,
right,
it's her and Tim Drake who's like the third Robin, right? Like so
again,
but
he's like, never mind, go on.
yeah,
Whatever.
But anyway, but I thought they wrapped it up. It was one of those of like where it's like, okay, like I'm going to entertain this storyline, and then at the very 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 end,
Right.
it was like, oh, I get like, I see that. What and again is that you're doing a psychological profile of this guy,
Right.
and who
His origin, like,
yeah, who creates a character that then this other sociopath
he creates a character that murders
Is-
6 people,
right.
and people look up to that.
Well-
you know what? Here we go. CEO gets murdered.
Yeah.
Luigi, whatever is spaghetti pasta, lasagna. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, that's great. Let's follow." Like that's what happened. Like
Yeah,
he became
yeah.
a cult figure.
Correct,
Like
yeah.
Manson and his followers. The Joker had his people.
But I'm talking about like the when you get to the very last
Yeah,
scene.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like you're thinking, okay, he's the mastermind.
Right, yeah.
He's doing all this, but then he has this enlightened moment.
All right, I think he just one I think when he gets beaten up by the guards in the shower,
Right?
they get him back on his medication.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be him hearing them murdering the other inmate.
Yeah, or I mean, could be
Because he's laying there and
yeah.
like you can. But you're right. I didn't take it as they gave him back his medicine and now he's all docile.
yeah, or he's thinking clearly, and
Or that, yeah.
and also I mean, and then there's
I didn't
the
even think about that, and they did make a point to show it earlier, and they even made a point for her to say, "Are you still on it?"
yeah.
So like it was mentioned several times. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
But
Okay.
I mean, I think your point works too. Like
yeah,
that. I mean, like there's an additional trauma that sort of resets him.
right. That
and-
he is causing,
Yeah,
even though he just had a psychotic break and murdered people
right.
because he couldn't deal
Couldn't deal.
anymore. Cool. It happens. Goes to Arkham. They give him some meds. He stops taking them, and then Harley Quinn. Although we never get that, it's never stated. It'll be interesting.
Well, that where I mean, she does have the original character name Harley Quinzel.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's not Harley Quinn yet. But that again,
Right.
that was one where I was like, okay, like I see it, and I see the or the reinterpretation they're putting on it,
Right.
and that she's this rich socialite who slums it.
Yeah.
But then again, going back to the final scene where he gets shivved,
Several times.
yeah,
In
and
the gut.
right,
Yeah.
and then I'm assuming you heard it in the background because they blurred out the guy,
Cutting himself.
right.
Yeah.
So again, with that is that like, and that's one of the, I want to say that's one of the assumed Joker personas, is that it was somebody who adopted a previous persona.
So that's what it is. That's what he was the Joker, and this other guy's going to be just Joker.
No, or he, yeah, what's it? What the fuck
Arthur
is he?
Fleck?
Yeah, Arthur Fleck is Joker, and then the new one is going to be the Joker. And then that's the one that Harley Quinzel is going to, because he's a pure sociopath
Oh, he is.
who is not like, it's not like a mental break. This is the nature of that man.
Correct.
Like,
Which is what Joker is. Like,
yeah.
That's his thing.
Is to make a joke and then kill you.
Which is what he did.
Which is then and so in a pure form to where he will never break and go back.
No, he can't because that's built
That's
into
the
his
one that
DNA.
Harley Quinzel is going to obsess even more so over, and then become Harley Quinn.
So did they do a third one? They don't, because this one sucked dicks.
Unfortunately, they don't. But I think, I mean, in this way, I think Todd Phillips, keeps him out of focus, and in the end, so it could move into Matt Reeves's Joker with Barry Keogh, and
by the way, we get Superman trailer Thursday.
yeah,
kind of looking forward to that.
and we
James Gunn.
yeah, and we need to check out that new animated series on Max.
The
Yeah, I forget the title of it, but it's been getting some good reviews, and it's apparently it's like Peacemaker type vibe.
Yeah, I thought it was like the Suicide Squad, but with a different name.
Yeah.
Is what I...
Yeah, Flag is part of it. Randall
Right.
Flag is part of it, yeah.
And it's like all the other super obscure
Right.
villains. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they called them. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
we need
we
to
are-
check that out.
We are merging.
We are officially in now.
Correct, yeah. But that
Yeah, we are officially in his
the DC universe.
James Gunn's.
Correct, yeah.
Did he write and direct the Superman?
Yeah.
So he's in like that is his.
Yeah, that's
This is his,
his baby.
I'm coming in nuclear high.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I can do that.
Yeah. At least
It's been beaten to death, and I know Batman's been beaten to death, and there's really no other entry point into the DC universe.
well, and the
without
thing
getting
is,
to like the obscure.
and we'll see what James Gunn does about it. But I was actually given they have the Christopher Reeves documentary out on HBO now too.
Yeah.
So I did that Friday. God, I watched a lot of shit on Friday. But
Was it just one episode?
yeah, it's like 2 hours long. But you
I can
forget
listen to
why Christopher Reeves was such a good Superman, because he played him. He was hokey on both sides, right?
Yeah.
And that's why, and they even say
Superman in the comics is like white bread,
right, yeah,
middle
he's
America.
bland. He's milquetoast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, exactly.
yeah. So and there was a point, but like that's where Christopher Reeves got that.
Yeah.
And played it perfectly, and that's why he will always until
A large
we die.
swath of us.
Yeah,
he is
until we
Superman.
die, he
exactly.
will always be the Superman. And but in there, they like the guy who produced the Superman movies, because Donner's passed away, but he was like, I think Superman 1, is perfect. Like, I'm glad Superman 2 did well, but I don't understand these people saying Superman 2 is the best. But you're going, Superman 2 is the best because they figured it out, because Terrence Mann being Zod, Zod's a great villain.
The thing that got me is when Superman's in the diner and he gets punched and he's bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, I went,
Oh yeah.
like the stakes have been raised.
But we've said about DC forever is that DC is not about the heroes. DC is about the villains.
Exactly.
And-
Don't get me wrong. Superman 1,
Yeah.
fantastic.
And you think about movies at that time, like it was to get him flying.
Well, he flew around the Earth
Right, yeah.
to make it go backwards in time.
That's not how it works, but
And he did it. Yeah, it is.
but
I mean, The Flash has done it.
yeah, I guess, yeah.
Go ahead, I'm kidding.
No. I mean, you're
I
right.
kid.
But yeah, to get and I think Tim Burton got that
Yes.
when he did the Batman movies. They got away from that under the Joel Schumacher era.
Joel Schumacher went the wrong way is the problem.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan got it.
He understood the
Yeah.
assignment.
Although I mean, Nolan really Nolan really tried to do a little bit more of expanding the Batman Bruce Wayne kind
And
of
he
thing.
kept it
but-
grounded.
Yeah, but I think Matt Reeves gets it, and that's why Gunn's not going to change the Matt Reeves Batman universe.
I don't think so.
The following segment has been brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. The Nerla Nerds podcast is a production of Pulpery Media, produced and edited by Ben Grimion, marketing by Brock Ryder, graphic design by Beck Ryder and Ben Grimion, music by the Heisenberg Compensators.